The pictures you've just seen are a few examples of the living conditions we've encountered as we've worked in the communities of Colón, Honduras. Hello, my name is George Green. I'm the founder and chairman of Water Missions, and for the past year I've had the distinct pleasure of serving as the project manager of Safe Water Colón. These pictures from the project are representative of the 1.1 billion people around the world who lack access to safe water. Because of these conditions, the World Health Organization and others estimate that 25,000 people die every day from waterborne disease. A child under the age of 5, like those you just saw, dies every 15 seconds. As we approach the first anniversary of Project Safe Water Colón in Honduras, I thought it would be good to give you a brief recap of the year's activities. Much has been accomplished in this wonderful project that will change the lives of millions of people in Honduras and around the world. The project kicked off on March 1st, 2007, and in March and April we hired project staff and bought equipment. Additionally, in conjunction with the Centers for Disease Control and the Medical University of South Carolina, we developed the surveys. In May, we conducted a 2-week training course for the 26 technicians. And in June, we began surveying the communities and households. We decided at the outset of the project to survey 100% of the communities and 10% of the households. All of the communities must be surveyed in order to properly design the specific water and sanitation solutions for each community. 10% of the households is significantly greater than what would be required for a good statistical sampling, that is, plus or minus 5% error at the 95% confidence level. However, we chose this number to simplify the selection of families in the field. At this point, we've completed surveys in 607 communities, and we know that there are a total of 612 communities in Colón. We've also completed 4,732 household surveys. We need to complete 530 more household surveys to reach the 10% target. Now we're beginning to learn some very interesting and very useful things as we start analyzing the data. For example, we know that 100% of the water sources are contaminated with coliform bacteria and suspended particulates. The data indicates that communities can be grouped into 4 size categories. 23% of the communities have populations of less than 100 people. 46% of the communities have populations of 100 to 500 people. 17% of the communities have populations from 500 to 1,000 people, and 14% of the communities are over 1,000 people. On the sanitation side, the data indicates that 15,000 households have no sanitation facilities. We now have the data we need to begin evaluating the correlation between waterborne disease and the lack of access to safe water and sanitation, and between poverty and waterborne disease. Using this data, we've started fabricating and shipping water systems for the larger communities. 26 living water treatment systems shipped to Honduras in November and December. All of these systems cleared customs in early February, and on February the 28th, the first water system was installed. In the communities with less than 100 people, household water treatment systems will be installed. We estimate that about 2,500 units will be required. One of the benefits that's already being seen from this project is the need to design water systems that can cost-effectively serve the 2 smaller community categories. Work has begun on these designs. On the sanitation side, we have 2 very exciting developments. First, we've designed a 2-inch thick concrete latrine structure that can be constructed on site. And we've developed a very efficient pour flush toilet. As you see, tests with kielbasa sausage, ping pong balls, and toilet paper, an unquestionably demanding protocol, have demonstrated that the toilet flushes very effectively with only 1 gallon of water. Together, these 2 developments have enabled us to reduce the cost of the sanitary pit latrine to less than 1/2 the cost of the standard government design. In December, we shipped 4 sanitary pit latrine form sets to Honduras. The first trial latrines were constructed the last week of February. 21 more forms were shipped to Honduras in March. Regarding the project schedule and cost, several tasks are slightly behind schedule, but steps have been taken to correct this situation. The overall project schedule will not be affected. The project is running significantly under budget, primarily because the cost to complete the surveys have been less than originally estimated, and we've not incurred project management costs to date because these services have been donated. This is very good news because the money we've saved to date will be needed to cover the cost of additional drinking water treatment systems that were not anticipated in the original cost estimate. This is a wonderful project, and on behalf of the Board of Directors and the staff of Water Missions, the 250,000 people in the Department of Cologne, and the 1.1 billion people around the world who lack access today to safe water, but who this project has an opportunity to help, thank you. Now, in closing, I thought you might like to take a quick tour of other projects around the world where Pentair pumps and tanks are being used. In 2007, we shipped 128 systems to our country programs for community development projects in 8 countries. Additionally, we sent 57 emergency water treatment systems to 10 countries following earthquakes and flooding in those countries. Thank you especially for your $50,000 gift that enabled us to respond to the earthquake in Peru. Thank you, and God bless you for your generous help and support. Together, we are changing the lives of millions of people.